There are plenty of OpenJDK distributions to choose from, but not all Java runtimes are the same once you look past the version number. So let's compare the leading OpenJDK distributions and the features teams should pay attention to. This is not ranking, only a comparison. The choice is yours. We are starting with raw meat, the OpenJDK project itself. Raw OpenJDK can appeal to teams that want the upstream code base with absolutely no vendor lock-in and the fully open source licensing model. Maximum freedom, no vendor coupling. But of course, no vendor accountability. OpenJDK Upstream is a development project. There's no support and no lifecycle guarantees. Older builds do not include the up-to-date fixes and security patches, and they are not recommended for production. So, Upstream OpenJDK is not designed to behave like a long-term, maintained enterprise runtime. It is not a good fit for production workloads. If Upstream OpenJDK represents the community baseline, Eclipse Temurin is the next step. It keeps the community-driven model, but offers a little bit more production-ready alternative. Eclipse Temurin is a free, JDK-verified OpenJDK distribution maintained by the Adoption project. LTS releases and the current version of Eclipse Temurin have broad platform support. Extras include Docker containers, Linux repositories, package manager distribution, and an Adoptium API for automated downloads. The regular quarterly releases are aligned with the OpenJDK schedule. The published roadmap gives at least 4 years of support for LTS releases. But Temurin's main limitation is lack of support ownership. The project itself does not sell commercial support. Instead, Adoptium lists third-party providers. This makes Temurin less attractive for teams with procurement requirement for a single vendor for binaries and support. Of course, Temurin addresses some of the practical concerns around the upstream OpenJDK, but it remains a community distribution rather than a vendor-maintained runtime. For other teams, the next step is a vendor-supported runtime that combines the binaries, support, and long-term maintenance from a single vendor. Liberica JDK is a TCK-verified, free for production use OpenJDK distribution from Bellsoft. It is used by default with Paketo build packs and is recommended by VMware to use with the Spring framework. The builds are available for a wide variety of platforms. Bellsoft publishes LTS and non-LTS releases, offers support for LTS releases for 8.5 years, and also offers commercial support for Java 6 and 7. As for quarterly releases, Bellsoft provides CPU releases with the security patches only, and PCU releases with the security patches and non-critical fixes. Bellsoft is a Java-centric vendor. Its portfolio extends beyond the JDK itself into other tools for Java development. The portfolio includes Liberica JDK builds with JavaFX, Open Web Start support, Liberica Mission Control, GraalVM community-based Liberica native image kit, Alpaquita Linux for containerized Java workloads, container images, hardened container images, and a product discovery API. That can be useful for teams that want one vendor for the Java runtime, for Linux, and for containerized assets. Azul Zulu is a free TCK-verified OpenJDK distribution provided by Azul. Azul publishes LTS and non-LTS binaries for a wide variety of platforms, offers a commercial support for Java 6 and 7, and provides CPU and PCU updates. The LTS releases are supported for 8 years. Azul is a Java-focused vendor. It provides not only Zulu builds, but also additional tools for Java development, such as Azul Mission Control and JVM inventory and discovery tooling. Extras include OpenJFX builds, Iced T Web for Java Web Start use cases, a metadata discovery API, and commercial support for applets. Apart from Zulu, Azul offers Azul Platform Prime. It is a JVM alternative to OpenJDK Hotspot with a few features that optimize the performance. C4 pauseless GC, Ready Now warm-up accelerator, hyper-optimized Falcon JIT compiler, and cloud-native compiler to offload JIT compilation. Amazon Corretto is a free, TCK-verified OpenJDK distribution maintained by major cloud provider AWS. The builds are available for Linux, macOS, and Windows. AWS provides regular updates for LTS versions and the current version. Extras include Docker images and Amazon Corretto crypto provider, optimized for its services. It boosts the performance of earlier Java versions. In addition, AWS developed AWS Lambda Snapstart. It reduces cold start latency for Java-based Lambda functions by up to 10 times. From a vendor-focused perspective, Java Runtime is part of a much broader portfolio. And of course, it is not the sole focus of Amazon AWS. Commercial assistance is not a separate Corretto support product. It is covered through AWS support plans. So the support story is stronger for teams that already operate on AWS. This way, they get a single vendor for their cloud services and the Java runtime. IBM Semeru Runtimes are available in 2 editions. An open edition under GPL version 2 with a class path exception, and a certified edition under the IBM license. IBM also sells IBM Runtimes for Business as a commercial support offering for Semeru. Semeru is distinctive because it is built around OpenJ9, which is an alternative to Hotspot JVM. It may appeal specifically to teams interested in OpenJ9 characteristics, but of course it makes it not the most vanilla choice on the list. IBM provides quarterly releases for LTS versions and the current version. Of course, IBM is not a Java-only company. Java is part of a much broader enterprise portfolio. Again, this may appeal to teams that already use IBM-based infrastructure and want to make Java the part of the whole offering. Semeru supports a wide range of enterprise platforms. They include IBM Z, Power, AIX, and ZOS-related environments. Red Hat provides its own build of OpenJDK. It is positioned for enterprise use across Red Hat Enterprise Linux, OpenShift, middleware, and some other supported environments. The binaries are supported only on Windows and Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Red Hat supports all LTS versions of Java. The OpenJDK entitlements are included into the RHEL subscription. But if the retirement date of the underlying RHEL version precedes that of the JDK, the support for the latter will cease. One important note: Red Hat's own policy states that OpenJDK builds for Java 8, provided after the 1st of July of 2025, are no longer TCK verified. Other versions continue to be TCK tested. Red Hat is not a Java-only vendor. Java is part of the broader enterprise Linux, middleware, and container platform strategy. That can be a strength for teams already standardized on Red Hat infrastructure. In this case, JDK support may align naturally with the rest of the stack. SapMachine is SAP's free, TCK-verified OpenJDK distribution. It serves as the default runtime for many SAP applications and services. The company provides all LTS OpenJDK builds except for Java 8. Also, it provides the current version of the JDK. The builds are available for macOS, Windows, and Linux. All releases, including quarterly updates, are aligned with the OpenJDK schedule. SAP documents the support for LTS releases for at least 4 years. Commercial support for SapMachine is available for SAP customers in the context of SAP-supported products. So, SapMachine is best suited for organizations already invested in SAP. SAP is a large enterprise software vendor. It is not a Java specialist company. So, SapMachine is tied to that wider application ecosystem. The company provides the SAP Business Technology Platform. It runs on SapMachine with supportability features and patched if needed for SAP products. The vendor contributes as many patches as possible upstream, but if they are not accepted, they may still be included into SapMachine. It means that the migration to another JDK in the future might be troublesome. In addition, SAP develops its own SAP JVM with additional features. The distribution can still be used for non-SAP workloads, but the support story and the variety of additional features is limited in this case. Microsoft's build of OpenJDK is no-cost and open-source distribution. Microsoft publishes quarterly updates for LTS Java versions except for Java 8. The binaries are available for Linux, Windows, and macOS. The binaries may contain fixes not yet integrated upstream but deemed necessary by the company. There's no guarantee that the fixes will be integrated into the upstream project. So the migration to another JDK distribution in the future, like in the case of SapMachine, might be difficult. Microsoft's Java distribution is best understood as part of its cloud and development platform strategy. Java matters to Microsoft, but it is only part of the wider portfolio. Practical extras include platform-specific installers and package manager installation methods. Also, there are Alpine-compatible binaries for some releases. Commercial support is available only for Azure customers with active Azure support plan. Also, it is only available for workloads deployed on Azure-related services. Okay, let's briefly summarize. If you want a community-led runtime with the broad adoption, Eclipse Temurin is an optimal choice. But support comes from third-party vendors, not the project itself. If you want a vendor whose business is heavily centered on Java itself, Bellsoft and Azul are the clearest fits. If you are already standardized on a larger platform such as Red Hat, SAP, IBM or Microsoft, you might want to consider their offering to align with the rest of the stack. The description includes the link to the convenient comparative table that includes a more detailed overview of the mentioned JDK runtimes. If this video was useful to you, don't forget to like it, subscribe to our channel, and until next time!